Angels Care Home Health, serving Hayes and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare-certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
They're polite. I mean, they just take the time for you.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible.
I like the Angels for what they've done for me.
Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.
Eagle Community Television presents Community Connection with your host, Mike Cooper.
Hello and welcome again to Community Connection from Eagle Community Television. Thanks for watching. Thanks as always to the producer of our series, Jeff Durall. We're at Gross Memorial Coliseum in the Victory Lounge on the campus of Fort Hays State University with Assistant Athletic Director for Fort Hays State, Matt Cook. And the Tiger Auction coming up on August 27th at Fort Hays State University. It'll be in the Memorial Union Ballroom, starting time at 4 o'clock. This is the 7th annual Tiger Auction, a fundraiser for Fort Hays State University athletics. And we should mention too, with the help of a co-sponsorship of Eagle Communications. Matt, we'd like to start, if we could, first of all, outline some changes that are taking place this year for the auction that folks might not yet be aware of.
Sure, we do have a couple changes this year that we want to make sure people understand and are aware of. The first one being we're having a live item lottery. So this is when you first come in to the ballroom, you get your catalog, you get your bid numbers, and then we'll have a table set up where we're going to sell lottery tickets basically for $25 a piece, and we're going to sell 200 of them max. And we're going to go through the silent items will be going on, but around 6:45 we're going to draw this win. Once we sell all 200, we're going to draw the winner, and if you have that winning ticket number, you get to choose any of the live items to take home before the live auction even starts. Now there will be a couple exclusions. There's some trips and a few things that are high priced. Yeah. But for the most part, most of those items are going to be available for you to choose. So for $25, you could win this lottery and have a chance to take one of those before anybody else gets a chance to bid on it.
And that's 1 in 200 chance to win that.
Exactly. Okay. We're only selling 200, so come and buy your tickets and see if you can maybe get lucky and get one of those prizes before we get started.
Well, now, Matt, will you only be able to buy one ticket then out of that 200, or can you buy as many as you want for $25 each?
You can buy as many as you want. Okay. It depends on how lucky you think you're going to be. So if you're one of those lucky guys, buy one. But if you need some more chances, buy a couple, and we'll see what we can do. We will have, if we don't sell all 200 by the time we're ready to start the live auction, we will live auction the remaining of those off. So if we sell 180 and we have 20 left, we'll take those 20 and we'll live auction those off, and somebody will buy all those 20 at once, basically.
Okay.
So it's the first year we've tried it. We don't know what's going to happen, but we hope it'll add some excitement and be a cool addition for this year's auction.
Sure sounds like it's going to be, for sure. Any other changes we need to be aware of, Matt?
Yeah, we do have a couple other changes with our silent auction. Typically, in years past, all of our silent tables have closed before the live auction has started. And it makes it kind of tough. You know, you get there, the doors open at 4, but maybe you don't get there till 4:30 or 5. Dinner starts at 5:30. And then you don't have time to go through and check everything out. You know, and we're thinking we want to give people, more of a chance to go and check out our silent items. So our silent table number 3, which will be over in the black and gold room, it's going to stay open until 8 p.m. So that's after the live auction starts. It'll close at 8. And then we also created an additional table called the premium silent table. And these are items that, are borderline live items. And we have a hard time picking what's live and what's silent. So these are really good items that could have gone live, but there's a select few of them. I think there's going to be 10, and that's going to stay open until 9. So those 2 tables are going to stay open, into the live auction a little bit later, and that'll give people more of a chance to go check them out and bid on them, and hopefully it'll generate some additional excitement as well.
And those will be silent auction items.
They will be silent. Yep. So you're just going to walk up, put your bid number down and your price, and then we'll see if you win it at the end. So
Sounds like some good ideas coming for the excitement of the Tiger auction this year, Matt.
yeah, we're excited. In our committee, we have a committee of people that work on this, not just Fort Hays Athletics, community members, Eagle, a group of people that work together, and we just brainstorm things, and we want to keep it exciting and change it if we can.
7th annual this year. Tell us, if you would, Matt, how Tiger Auction benefits Fort Hays State Athletics.
Well, like you mentioned earlier, this is a fundraiser for the athletic department. So all of this money we raise comes back to the department, and we use it in various ways. We won't specifically say, all this money is going to go towards scholarships, all of it's going to go towards day-to-day operations, but it all benefits the athletic department. And if let's say we use it to buy a new bus or something like that, well, that frees up money for us to go do a building project. It just gives us available money to meet the budget, and it's with the way the government's been lately, it's getting tougher and tougher to do that. So this auction has become bigger and bigger each year, and we want to keep growing it and just to raise the most money we can just to help us throughout the year.
Well, you bring up a good point, I think, Matt, and the legislature continues to cut funding. The governor cuts funding for universities over $1 million, up to $2 million now for Fort Hays State. So the athletic department is impacted by that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. It does. We do get impacted budget-wise, and so anything we can do to offset that is a huge help. So this is the auction is our biggest fundraiser of the year. So it's vital to the success of the department and our student athletes.
Well, Matt, last year, 98 items in the live auction, 315 in the silent. How does this year compare?
Very close, very similar. We're just finalizing all of this stuff this week, and we'll get the catalog printed here at the end of the week, hopefully. But it looks like we're going to have 98 live auction items again. And silent, we're right around the same number, I think. Pretty close, maybe a little bit shy of last year, but very close. And we didn't know going into it with the economy, and how the businesses were doing, what it was going to be like. But I think we're very happy. We've always had great support from the community on the auction. So,
boy, it's amazing. The area, the community, the businesses, individuals really step up to support Tiger Athletics, don't they, Matt?
They do, and we couldn't be more thankful to them. It's amazing, the support, and people understand what the college means to the community, I think, and how exciting athletics is. And if you have a good football team, a good basketball team, it's good for Hays and the surrounding areas. So
brings a lot of people into in the athletic community that really come back to the community in support. We've seen example after example of these young athletes participating in the community, being a part of it, Matt.
Yeah, and I think the kids really enjoy it, going out in the community with different activities and events, and helping out at Wild West Fest, and I saw some athletes helping out at the fair, and there's different groups, and they want to give back. I mean, that's the type of kids they are, and that's the type of kids we want to have, in our program. So it's a really cool thing to see.
Well, we're in the Victory Lounge here at Fort Hays State at Gross Memorial Coliseum with the initial items. We've got quite a showcase, Matt. Highlight some of those items, would you?
Sure. It's kind of a mess right now, as you can tell, but we get all sorts of stuff from around the community. But a few things that we have new this year. We always have those solid items every year that we know we're going to get. And we appreciate those. But we have a few new items this year that I kind of wanted to run through. You really probably can't see them behind you necessarily, but we have a 12-foot shuffleboard table that I think is going to be a big hit.
Jeff's already got his eye on that, I think.
I got to be careful when you guys leave to make sure it doesn't go
That's
with
right.
you. So we have a Pasta J's dinner for 30. They're not even running yet, but they've donated a dinner for 30, which is pretty cool. We have a 2015 Royals World Series neon light. That we got to be careful with the neon lights, because we always have the Fort Hays neon light. Now we have the Royals neon light, but we have broken those lights 3 or 4 out of the 6 years so far. So we got to be careful not to break them. We always get them fixed before the auction, but sometimes they break. We have these Fort Hays fire pits, heavy duty, solid fire pits that I think will be a cool addition.
And you got, what, a couple of those, it looks like?
We do have a
right?
couple sitting over here, so we're excited about that. The Pop-A-Shot company out of Salina, they donated an actual tigerized Fort Hays Pop-A-Shot. It's like the arcade game with the automatic score. That's not in here, but because we have it set up in our office because we're playing it. No, we don't. We don't have it set up yet. But
Well, you got to play with some of the toys before
you
they
have
leave,
to test
right?
them out, right? Yeah. Precision Valley donated a party for 20 at their location, which is a cool deal. We have a 1-hour flight instruction or discovery flight or a sightseeing. Hayes Aircraft is doing that, which is a pretty cool deal. And our teams do a lot of donations too. The volleyball team's doing a barbecue dinner with the volleyball team and 20 guests. That we have an evening with the women's basketball team here in the Coliseum. So that's geared more towards the younger kids. Could be boys or girls, but you get to hang out with the women's basketball team in the Coliseum for a couple hours and just shoot around and hang out. You mentioned before we started the co-coach.
Right.
Most of our sports do this. We have a co-coach at a football game, co-coach at basketball games, co-coach at baseball and the different sports, wrestling. And basically that coach, whoever wins that, gets to be on the sideline or sit on the bench and be with the team that day for that game. They don't get to call any plays, they don't get to do any of that, but they get to be there with the team. The one thing that's cool this year, Coach Brown has added a couple other things. He has added co-coach of the spring game. Now, at the spring game, you actually can call plays because we're not going to lose to ourselves during that game. So I think that's a cool thing. You can wear the headset, be on the sideline, and then he also added co-coach at an away football game. So you get to travel with the team, you get to eat with them, you stay in the hotel, and you go to the game. So I think those are a couple cool things that we haven't had before. And then all of our coaches donate a camp, 2 registrations to their camp, basketball camp, football camp, wrestling, volleyball, soccer. They all donate, and that's coming out of their budget, out of their pocket. So they donate to their specific camps for the youth to come to that.
Now, let's talk, if we could, Matt, here in our final few minutes about the auction that stops at item 40. What's that all about?
So the live auction starts and we stop at 40. This year, item number 40 is we're raising money for the Lewis Field seat renovation project. Basically, these are straight donations, and we start at $5,000. And if you raise your hand at $5,000, you're donating $5,000 to this project. So we start at $5,000, $2,500, $1,000, all the way down to $100, and we just take as many people that want to donate at that amount. We write them all down. But they're donating money specifically for renovating the west side of Lewis Field. We want to put bleachers or chair backs. And we actually have an example of the chair back seat that we want to install sitting over here.
Ah, okay.
But we want to put that whole side, all the west side, we want to have chair back seating. We're also going to renovate the cement over there a little bit, and we're going to add handrails on the so people can get up and down a little easier on the west side. So we want the whole west side to be chair back seating with handrails, and that's basically what this money is going to go towards.
And that'll be item 40 during the Tiger auction then.
Exactly. And that's the only specific, the rest of the money can go towards anything athletics related, but that money is going towards that project. And one thing I want to add real fast, if you donate at the $250 level or above, you can get your name on a seat.
Wondered about seat naming.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
Finally, in our last moment or so, Matt, would you talk a little about the numbers of Fort Hays State student athletes? How many young people are involved?
Sure. We have about 450 student athletes here on campus. And that obviously increased a couple years ago when we added men's and women's soccer. But they're highly involved in everything. They're academically, we do very well academically with our student athletes. And they're just great kids to have around, and the community loves them, and they want to be a part of Hays, and they love Fort Hays.
And finally, the importance of scholarships for many of these young people at Fort Hays State.
A lot of times these kids couldn't pay to go to college all on their own, or their families can't pay. So scholarships are huge, and they make a big difference to get the kids here and to get them involved, and for their families and just for their life in general. I mean, without the college experience and coming here to Fort Hays and the education, then you don't know what these kids are going to be doing once they get out of high school. So it's a huge difference.
And as a sidelight, they get to work with some of the best people in the form of the coaches and staff at Fort Hays State University. People who can teach them not only sports, but life lessons as well, Matt.
Yeah, our coaches are fantastic. We're some of the best coaches in Division II, and we're happy to have them as part, and they're a huge part in the student athletes' lives.
7th Annual Tiger Auction, August 27, 4 o'clock, Memorial Union Ballroom at Fort Hays State University. We're in the Victory Lounge on the Gross Memorial Coliseum with Assistant Athletic Director Matt Cook, our community connection.
Angels Care Home Health, serving Hays and the surrounding areas, is a Medicare certified home health agency providing quality skilled nursing and restorative therapy services to patients in their homes.
And the Angel Care nurse comes to see me once a week.
Angels Care is there to help 24 hours a day, and all services are covered 100% by Medicare for patients who are eligible.
Angel Care has helped to stay home.
Angels Care Home Health. We serve patients.